What's the difference between the top agencies and freelancers in your market that are getting all the clients, taking up all the revenue, but have equal, if not lesser skills and experience than you do? The truth is that they avoid the 8 mistakes that I'm going to share with you today. Mistake number 1 is not paying yourself enough money as the founder to make the work and the growth that you're going through actually worth it. The number of owners that I deal with and have met that forego their own pay and salary to pay their team and the help, which is totally noble, I get it, is actually going to lead to you burning out and probably giving up, or at least not hitting your goals and probably starting to have some sort of hate for your business. If you read the book, Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell, he says one of the biggest mistakes people make, like yourself, is that you hire for capacity. Meaning, if I hire another designer or another developer or another marketer, they can handle another 5 to 10 clients. Yet you are still overworked working nights and weekends. So what Dan mentions is you actually need to buy back your time, offload all of the administrative stuff, all the stuff that doesn't make you money or get your clients results first, and then spend that newfound time on serving more clients. We've seen our clients, by rehiring and going after buying back their time, double and even triple their business because they're capable of taking on a couple more clients once they have the capacity freed up. So how can you free up your capacity to take on more clients and start paying yourself? Because if you're not making the money that you want to be making and deserve for taking on all of this risk, the likelihood is that you're going to give up way too soon. Mistake number 2 is offering a la carte services. Now, the difference between full service and a la carte, there is one. For those of you that might be asking, full service, which is what many of the largest agencies in the world offer, is they offer a full suite of services. The difference is that every single one of their clients utilizes the full suite of services. What happens to most small agencies is that they offer a la carte services, meaning client A will come in and say, hey, can I have these 2 things? And then client B will come in and want 2 or 3 other things. And now you have a diverse set of clients that all have different problems, that are all getting unique services. And that leads to you managing a bunch of different contractors and freelancers. That creates a ton of operational drag that's going to make you forced to become a leader way faster than you need to and manage a bunch of people around areas of expertise that you don't really have because you diverted from your core capability a long time ago. So stop offering a la carte services. Mistake number 3 is not having a minimum level of engagement, meaning you should have a point somewhere income line where you say, hey, if you're going to come and be a client, it's minimum of $10,000 or $25,000 to become a client and get these services. If you have clients coming in and say, I can't afford your minimum level, and then you go ahead and give them the exact same service that you normally charge $10,000 for or $25,000 for half the price, you now have all of the work of a $25,000 income stream and you're giving it away at a discount, which creates a ton of pressure and operational drag for you and complications around how you're going to deliver this profitably. The real reality is you're not. You're probably losing money. So you need to have a minimum level of engagement. My belief is that if you're working with a client for at least a year, the starting point should be somewhere around 15 to 25K minimum, depending upon your service. There's a ton of nuance to that. But like if you're going to be working and doing services for the course of a year, that's got to be somewhere close to 20K, if not more, on the minimum. Mistake number 4 is neglecting marketing. The reason that you probably know about your competition and those that are in the top of your market and in demand is probably because they're marketing. They're out there posting on LinkedIn. They have podcasts. They have YouTube channel. They're out there speaking on stages. They're demonstrating their expertise, that they have thought leadership, and that creates authority. That creates trust, and that creates a magnet of their ideal clients coming to them. And so most service providers, once they get a client, they go stay inside of fulfillment and they never go out and share what they're learning and talk to their ideal clients. That might be you. If that's the case, you probably don't have clients coming to you. And when that project stops, you're going to pick your head up and say, where's my next client? And you're going to scramble. That pressure is what creates the need for you to go take on whoever has, a heartbeat. And that's what leads to a lot of that a la carte service stuff that I mentioned earlier. So if you're an expert, or at least want to become one in your space and have clients coming to you, you need to be out in your market sharing and creating value, being a leader, a thought leader, demonstrating your expertise and knowledge so that you have people coming to you. Mistake number 5, my friends, is client concentration. Now, I did a whole video on this that you can check out in the description below. What this fundamentally means is that you're depending too heavily on a small number of clients, and that can be super risky in case one of those has left. You might have experienced this before. We've seen clients come in where 80% of their revenue was from one client. And in my opinion, if you have any one client making up more than 15 to 20% of your revenue, you have very high client concentration risk, and we need to start to diversify. Hey, if you're finding this video helpful and useful, go ahead and subscribe to this channel because we come out with a new video every single week. Now, mistake number 6 is not investing in skills development. So if you're failing to continually improve and update and up-level your own skills and your own knowledge, you're going to ultimately become less competitive over time, especially if the other peers in your space are continually advancing their knowledge and investing in growth. So how can you go learn? How can you go advance your skills? Not necessarily maybe if you're a designer, become a better designer, but how can you maybe go learn more about marketing or bolster your strategic knowledge so that you can offer a more comprehensive solution to your ideal client and be able to talk to their growing needs and problems? Because 5 years from now, if you're doing the exact same thing and your service and offering has not evolved, you might actually not even be in business. So we have to continually invest in our own skills development, growing and becoming a better version of ourselves, because our future clients are going to need our help and we got to be better. Mistake number 7 is neglecting self-care and burnout. Now, overworking without adequate rest can totally lead to burnout and reduce productivity. I get it. I've been there. I've been guilty of this. Going into 2019, I had a stretch of time where the business wasn't doing exactly what I wanted to be doing from a revenue standpoint. And so I worked nights, I worked weekends, we didn't go on vacations, and I robbed from the family relationships, the energy and mindset bank accounts to make more deposits into the business. And what that ended up doing is burning me out. I had a decrease in my energy. I did not think clearly. I put on weight, and my relationships with my wife and my children were not at the best. That's because all I was doing was, well, if I just fix this over here, everything over there will be better. And it wasn't until I worked with a coach in that year that said, hey, I understand that this is what you're feeling, but I actually think if you pour more effort, mindset, and energy into your relationships, to your health and your fitness, that you'll see the business improve. And so I trusted this person and I did just that. And lo and behold, what ended up happening was I had constraints. So I had to be more effective. I had to work on the right things inside the business. Not only did I see the business move forward, but my relationships got stronger. I got more in shape and I was able to think more clearly because I had energy, because I wasn't just working all the time. So if you're burnt out and you are totally reactionary, you're not innovating, and you find that you've sacrificed your energy, your thinking and level of clarity, your relationships, the likelihood is that you need a break. You need to give more time to these other areas to re-energize yourself to work on the right things inside the business. Now, mistake number 8 is only having one income stream. Most service providers only sell a service and their labor, but in the future, you will have 3 income streams. Now you're saying, Greg, well, what are those 3 income streams? Well, I broke each and every one of those 3 income streams down that you should be having in today's market and forward in this video.